Now, returning you to the Children of Primus.
I like that canonically, according to our channel, the name of that beat is Straxus.
Yes.
So, like, yes, Marvel references. It's my weakness.
There you go. Yeah. Welcome to Teletran 2 segment of Frenzy Freestyle Sunday.
Uh-huh.
With us who survived any sicknesses to being able to be here this week.
Yeah, I'm doing strong. I'm surviving.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna be taking review photos, but I have so many guys I need to transform for these photos. I might just be doing that with my hands the whole time.
There you
Here's Rise of the Beast Scourge.
go. Oh.
Just doing a, so I was doing a review of Rise of the Beasts Optimus, right? Who just came out. So I'm like, well, he's got to go fight Scourge, for some movie shots. And then I got most of his team here on the table, but I already did all the vehicle mode stuff, so now I got to put them all in their robot modes. It's gonna take me a while.
Yeah, I only got Battle Trap. I never did get Nightbird.
Yeah, I don't have any of the
Scourge.
villains aside from Scourge.
I feel like there was a fourth one.
But I did wind up with most of the heroes, except for Bumblebee. But I have enough Bumblebees, so I'm not exactly torn up about that. Like, RC's here.
How many Bumblebees actually exist out there in terms of toys?
Too many.
I could count them on the Transformers wiki and then come up with a number, but it would take me quite a while.
Yeah, especially the muscle car / sports car body kinds.
Yeah.
I mean, the Beetles and the short hatchback ones you probably could count on one or two hands, but yeah, the movie style basically is like, yeah, nope, don't even try.
Mm-hmm.
They're all listed there if you want to go look. If you want to actually see how many exist, just, that way lies madness. Because they catalog everything there. God bless them.
So as we get into part 2 of our AI versus human artist conversation, I know Toy Warp, you wanted to kind of let loose in terms of your point of view. What were you going to say?
Time for profanity.
AI? Huh? What's that? Well, you can tell it to do anything you want. Oh, great. Tell it to fuck off.
Well, apparently somebody's mom said, "I am the destroyer."
Somebody's mom, huh?
Your mom, it says.
Your mom.
Your mom.
Your emotional support
Definitely a
alligator
Gen
has the
Xer.
shotgun ready.
Wait,
Whenever the
Definitely a
AI
Gen
comes on
Xer.
the screen.
is it one of our moms or is it your mom?
Special Agent Plunger Man also said, I am the destroyer. Is that a Skibidi toilet reference, kids?
An unspeakable has said, "I am the destroyer." But
Sorry, unspeakable.
unspeakable.
Well, we can't all be the destroyer.
True.
There's the bloody AI. I've blown the cup in their ass.
But if you're not able to speak, how are you then able to tell us that you are the destroyer?
Is that a Ghostbusters reference?
Well, apparently Swindle, who's also back, says, "I'm also the destroyer." Swindle, we have many questions because one moment you're a Combaticon, but now you think you're a part of Devastator.
Number one. Number two, you can't be the destroyer. You have to be the provider so you can make money.
Yeah, he's the destroyer of free people's wallets and profit margins.
Motormaster also says that I am a destroyer, and YFF, welcome, has also said I am the destroyer. So welcome everyone. Please like, comment, subscribe to our channel. Support us through Patreon because we do have talented humans who create our weekly reviews, written or video. Nothing is done by AI, and we pride ourselves in that quality of work, from human hands.
Destroy that like button by smashing it really hard.
And a Transformers fan also says I am a destroyer.
Ah, well, it looks like you guys are going to have a battle to the death to determine which amongst you is the real destroyer.
Well, apparently RJ Eagles in, and he says, "I guess I'm the destroyer too, not the one from GoBots though."
Maybe you're all Sinistrals from the Lafaya games or Estapolis in Japan.
Oh man, RJ's got me on that one. I'm trying to. What's the destroyer reference from GoBots? Ah, he's got me on that one. Honestly, destroyer and GoBots.
Children of Primus, I too am a destroyer.
And welcome Shiba Kobe back from the Super Mega Costco Destroyer run. Next week, Studio Series 86 Galvatron is mine.
Oh, I saw him in a GameStop and I looked at him. Uh, I get the appeal. Like I said, it's just Kingdom Galvatron with a nicer paint job. So I'm not interested because I have a Kingdom Galvatron. But it is a really nice paint job because I saw it in person and I was like, oh, I get it. I get it. You're not going to get my money, but I get it.
Nice.
Speaking of GameStop, I saw a post somebody threw up that said, a lot of the American GameStops just up and closed. I haven't
Really?
gone to check on mine. Maybe somebody in the comments can shed some light on that.
It's funny.
Please do.
I had a GameStop close on me years ago, but that's because they were in a Starbucks situation where there was a GameStop in the mall, and then across the road from the mall there was another GameStop. So then eventually there was just one of them, and that's the only time I've seen one close in recent memory.
Weird.
It's funny how certain businesses and who knows what logic they would have put to open up two that close to each other. But then you look at a Tim Hortons, there'll be like 3 or 4 within the same corner, and all of them are busy.
I was annoyed because they closed the one across the street from the mall, and that was the good one, in my opinion. But I think the mall got more foot traffic, and that was the decision.
Okay. And RJ Eagle, I guess, answering to Toy Warp says, wasn't there a super GoBot tank called Destroyer?
I don't know GoBots, so y'all will have to tell me.
I don't remember all the names of it.
Yes, thank you. Okay, okay. When you first said tank, I was thinking of the 6-wheel version, and I knew they had a Renegade and a Guardian versions of them, and the good guy was named Boomer, and I didn't remember the bad guy. But no, the super deluxe GoBots that were like a 1/32nd scale vehicle instead of like a 1/64th scale. Yes, there was a tank called Destroyer,
Mm.
and he's a little tougher to find than some of the other ones. Interestingly enough, people make fun of the GoBots line, for them just being small, very simple transformation bots. But recently, in one of the GoBots Facebook groups, I saw somebody from Europe that was selling a whole bunch of European GoBots, and they were all the deluxe GoBots that weren't available here. And man, some of them were pretty damn cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wait.
I don't really hear anybody talk smack about GoBots these days. I think there's a new level of appreciation for the toys. So all the ones I see always have that same charm as like the mini-bot Transformers. Nice little vehicle modes and like 3-step transformations, and they're die cast, and yeah, they're nice.
Okay, got an image of.
Oh, the real destroyer.
There we go.
There he is. That looks like a robot that'll march around slowly and proclaim itself a destroyer in a synthesized voice. So you know what? I buy it.
I am the destroyer
Yeah,
of
exactly.
your mommy.
Careful, your mom is going to get offended.
Apparently. Well, the other set in Bach art says, I'm the destroyer of my upstairs restroom.
put a plate of homemade bolognese rigatoni in front of me. You'll see how fast I destroy that.
Well, RJ Eagle says, yep, that's true. Went to Buffalo last month, and one GameStop was in the process of closing.
Oh man.
It's been a long time coming with GameStop. They've been talking about, shutting them down for years. I guess, like I said, I think I mentioned it a couple weeks ago. I went into my local GameStop for the first time in probably 6-7 years.
Damn.
and it was just kind of like it was just surreal because there was hardly any games in there.
It's been that transition because the last few years, going into GameStop in terms of like any gifts or anything, slowly you start seeing the video games disappearing out of the GameStops, and that was kind of the intention of what most people would go to GameStop for.
I go to GameStop for the Transformers. I have a local shop that I use whenever I want physical video games.
Mm.
Yeah.
Your mom says I live in Washington, and 4 out of the 5 GameStops closed.
My mom doesn't live
Ah,
in Washington. Stop lying.
but your
Who's
mom,
mom?
is that recently, or are you talking they've closed just sporadically over a course of a couple of years?
Hmm.
Because, like I said, the post I saw said that like numerous American GameStops closed down all at once.
Wow. RJ Eagle says, "Yeah, I need to get myself a rescue, the poor man's ratchet."
Yeah, the poor man's right. Oh yeah, Anthony. No one talks shit about GoBots anymore, and we got somebody in our own comment section talking shit about GoBots.
Well, it's less common.
There you go. Love the comments. RJ Eagle says, "Yep, that's Destroyer," and your mom says recently.
Recently, okay, interesting.
Although in with the typo, it's Riasatali.
Re- Recently, like the peanut butter cups.
Oh, okay. Which funny thinking of our core topic of actually I will throw that into the comments because the comments are running wild tonight. What are
Uh-huh.
your guys' thoughts in terms of AI creating Transformers media? Do you prefer people, you prefer humans who still write the scripts, the articles, who still create the stop motion, or do you prefer the AI to take over and do it for us?
Who prefers
Um,
the AI? I'll show yourself.
yeah,
You know.
and
Ask it to fuck off. Until next time.
and your mom says I hate typos, which and the reason why it reminded me of our main topic is when you think of cell phones, mobile phones, or anything. Years ago, if you had a typo, it would suggest certain words and it would say, "Hey, this word's incorrect. Do you want to use this word instead?" It's gotten to the point where as you're typing, it just changes the sentences for you, and a lot of times its version of what it's correcting it is way off from what the intent that you're sending to the person. And I'm like, I chose this word. How did you come up with that word
Yeah.
to
Yes,
replace
at the
this
phone.
word?
Never will I tell anyone to duck off.
Mhm. I'm like, man, the amount of times that they think people use the word ducking.
Yeah.
Well, it's just as bad as the mix up between definitely and defiantly, where it's just like, I will defiantly come and help you, and I'm like, I don't think that was the intention.
Or was it?
Hmm.
Coming in defiantly sounds cool. So
I
goes
mean, I
back.
guess you could help them unload their moving truck, but then defiantly slam the stuff on the ground to break it.
There you
So
go.
you are technically helping them unload the truck. You just didn't say you would move it into the house.
Right. So you definitely broke this stuff defiantly.
Said you are never going to help me move.
That was his brilliant plan all
Plan
along. Now
all
you're never gonna
along.
ask.
So tying in with that, patreon.childrenofprimus.com, support our the human elements of people who are still putting the work in to make our weekly content, including a voice narration from Toy Warp, written reviews from Fear Courage, and I know we'll also have a stream in the future in terms of photography, um, which I know Sedum had a conversation about with myself and him, and it is true. Just because you take pictures of figures doesn't automatically make you a photographer. But at the same time, there's a lot of cool pictures that are out there in terms of collectors, figures, displays, and everything, and the time and effort they put into it. So that's a topic that we should look into, in the future.
That might be a stream I actually learned from too.
Yeah.
I've said it. I said it a while ago when we had TF Johnny on the stream because he's way into photography. The camera I bought, I've gotten to the point where because I got a fancy DSLR that I have pretty much no idea what I'm doing with it. I'm lucky I got the video to work on it to take video for the YouTube stuff. But I tried to take a still picture a while back. I couldn't figure out how to take a still picture with it. So that might be an educational stream for me. I don't know.
I would sure like any tips because I take a lot of photos, but I would not consider myself an expert. I just kind of point and shoot, and I have this little customized lighting setup that I created, and that's about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
I
white
guess
background makes all your pictures pop really nice. Yeah.
I guess you two mainly just use like the automatic. You don't mess with like setting the aperture or the shutter speed.
A little bit. I make the little thingies line up so that they're,
I
it
just
says they're well lit.
I literally just YouTubed how to get the best video picture out of it, and the video that it takes is fantastic. I mean, it's way more high def than anything else I've ever filmed with. Look at some of the Bigfoot truck videos with Orange Blossom and Warlord and stuff like that. Mostly that's taken with that camera, and it looks fantastic.
Cool. And Devastator says, "I am the destroyer." So,
No, you were the Devastator.
you see, okay, and I'll throw this to Devastator. Devastator, how many battles have you won in overall?
All of them. He's Devastator.
I don't know. He tends to lose a lot of battles.
You shut your whore mouth.
Hey, it's all documented.
No, I don't. I throw out your reality and substitute my own.
Alternative facts.
Mudflap also says, "I am the destroyer."
Mudflap, you ain't destroying nothing. Except maybe Pike's butthole. Weirdo.
Bless you.
Don't make me laugh.
So gonna throw this out there. So everyone in the comments, let us know if you are for AI or for human artists.
Yeah. Weeding out the class traitors.
Yes.
Speaking of the Children of Primus Patreon, is that a discussion we're gonna have here?
We'll have that offline. We'll, because I know at the moment the Patreon is set up for, in a sense, basic support because the website does require funding for it to work. Also, other resources. Streaming every week is also a paid resource that we use. But then when you think of in a sense, technically unpaid resources, but time being used, which time could equate to money, to sit down to write an article does take time and effort for the writing, re-editing, putting the thoughts into the writing, all the images. So that takes time and effort. And also our new segments, which we have released every Wednesdays, are video reviews. That also takes time to narrate the videos, all the editing, recording, and and rendering. All of that takes time, and that's time that's time that we put into our hobbies. But it would be appreciative for them to be supported as well. So we do have our patreon.childrenofprimus.com. So all humans, no AI doing the work.
And in case you're on the fence about going to Patreon Children of Primus, there might be some extra goodies in it for you too soon. So stay tuned for that.
Here we go.
Oh boy.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Let's see that beachcomber again, man. I think it's fabulous. I love it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Here. Let me swap his hands out so give you a different view.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't see it with the Golden Lagoon hand.
Yeah. I swapped his little parrot out so he can be like, oh look, my mighty golden hand. And I already tapped his head so his eyes are already glowing.
I love the glowing eyes. That's just awesome.
That does look cool.
Make him kick on his stand. Make him slap people with the golden fist.
Kind of hold it up and kind of like do that with your hand, so we get a good scale. Oh, you can't see me because the screen's
Right.
all on you,
Oh,
and
yeah.
and I've got the delay.
Does that help?
No, no, there he is. He's not too much bigger than the original, honestly.
Yeah, he's pretty. They're small little guys.
Well, I kind of like the fact that he's not too much bigger than the original.
What up, Freakenstein? What's your stance on AI?
Freak, been a while.
It's been a while, Freakenstein. What's up?
That's kind of hard to do with no fingernails.
Yeah, it's funny. I have a lot
So,
of beachcombers around me.
Yeah, actually zoom in. Like, Beachcomber's not that big of a guy.
Yeah, well, he's definitely taller than a mini bot. I've seen physical beachcombers before, but
yeah, he's taller. Okay.
mhm.
Oh,
I'm gonna
Freakenstein says,
read that as Philo, even though I know what he's saying.
he's saying FAILOL.
Yeah.
Well, if I remember right, isn't Freakenstein a tattoo artist?
Oh boy.
I believe so, and also says New Age 86 Mega is away. By the way,
Oh, that's the one they did because they made a studio series Megatron that actually changed into a gun, like a third party company did. Yeah. Here's the other two beachcombers I got: the Power of the Primes one and the Legacy one. They happen to both be in Doom Buggy mode. So I
Yeah,
wound up.
original Beachcomber in Doom Buggy mode is about the same size as a Hot Wheels car.
Yeah, these guys are both pretty larger than that. They're pretty
Yeah.
good versions of them though. Like this guy comes with a parrot also. It's a riding shotgun there.
nice.
Yeah, I wound up with a lot of him. I guess. I mean, all I need is the G1 one and the little universe one, and that's all the G1 beachcombers.
Freakenstein says is awesome, damn awesome, and
Uh-huh.
says it's Megatron that Hasbro wouldn't do the 86 Megatron that turns into a gun.
Oh yeah, they're just because they're not allowed to. They
Yep.
they absolutely would if they could. They
And
tried to
also-
do another miniature gun Megatron. The Legacy tank guy was supposed to be one,
Ugh.
and they had to change it to a tank at the last minute because they came to them and said no.
Oh,
So they've been trying to put one out there.
yeah. And he does say that he is a tattoo artist. Just before I get to the RJ, I guess is asking Frankenstein, would you recommend that?
Talking about the Megatron, I suppose.
Yeah, Devastator is your mom says I've won a large number of battles, so I'm gonna come back to him on that one and question him or her. But RJ does have his thoughts and says regardless of how powerful AI is, a perfectly trained eye can tell the difference between the real or fake. So I think artists are safe, but as AI advances and progresses, it may be an issue.
Yeah, it's called Skynet.
The Matrix. Going back over to Devastator is your mom. Was saying that he's won this amount of battles. From what I remember, Devastator lost to the Dinobots, lost to Rumble and Frenzy, lost to Carly, lost to Minosaur and Omega Supreme. Also lost to Optimus Prime's arm. And who else did he lose to? I believe Bruticus. Is there anyone else that we're missing that Devastator has lost to?
Your mom?
You're
Well,
just mad. You've
in the
frozen movie
movie, he
theaters.
lost to a big railgun fired from a navy ship instead of another robot. So there's that.
Wow.
Yeah, and technology you never saw again, including for the rest of that movie that could have destroyed the Fallen as well. But
Yeah.
we'll just let that plot hole go.
There we go. Freakenstein says, "Bro, I got it already, and it's amazing. Doing the transform video soon. Very cool."
There it is. Let me see if I can find that book.
Oh God.
The Destroyer of Bedrooms and Beds. This is good. So RJ Eagle says, "Freakenstein, would you recommend the New Age Megs? Scaling, I'm worried about, or maybe they made Commander Class Optimus too big."
Okay, David Cian, the books, the Annihilation books. Devastator wins a lot of fights,
Oh, those novels.
and
With the
they you know what? As a G1 crazy, crazy fan, those books are amazing.
Ooh.
Yeah, I haven't read those, but as somebody that busts out the UK comics whenever anybody talks about Hot Rod killing Optimus, I respect taking prose fiction and flopping that down and using that as your rationale, because I do that too.
Nice. Freakenstein says, "I'm worried about becoming an American than AI."
Just to move to
Ugh.
America.
Tangerine
This
idiot.
guy killing Prime? No, that can't be happening.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
With as much as that costs, I can do a double reveal.
wow,
Yeah,
there you
exactly. You should I did a very old review of the G1 Hot Rod toy. You should do a video out of that and then just use an excuse at the end to be like, by the way, here's a signed one. Everybody on the internet, look at
go.
it.
Well, I think you've got one of Rodimus too, don't you? Or
Yeah, G1 Rodimus Prime. I did that more recently.
yeah, I was honestly, I was thinking about keeping that one for myself because I got one loose and I can actually use your script and put video to it since I've got the toy in hand to hold.
Ooh, interesting.
I could, sprinkle in the pictures you took, but also with the one I have to hold, and by the time, let's face it, by the time I get around to it, it'll be signed too. So
Now there you go.
There you go.
And it's cheaper
speaking
than Optimus Prime.
speaking of having things signed, saw somebody else that had the Transformers movie poster and had it signed by a bunch of voice actors and whatnot. He had it in a glow box, kind of like how theaters have the backlit frames.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought it looked really awesome. So I went to go, see how much one was. They're $350.
Boy,
I was like, "Are you kidding me? Why?"
you just lift one from a movie theater, cost less. We do not condone
Permanently
crimes here.
borrow.
We at Children of Primus do not condone stealing from movie theaters.
It's not stealing, it's permanently borrowing.
It's tactically acquiring.
Mhm.
We also don't endorse bringing your own snacks and drinks to movie theaters.
You only get in trouble if you get caught.
Even then, you don't get in trouble.
They don't give a crap.
What are they going to do? Bring out the freaking movie theater police? Ooh,
Is that
you
a
have
thing
Farva
that
coming out
exists?
on a Segway. I'm scared.
You know what? Here's a thought. What if in about 5 years there's a movie that's released in a theater and there was no human interaction involved?
What you mean? Well,
In a
there's
s-
no human interaction in Transformers One. Do you mean like narratively?
No, I'm thinking
t-
like humans creating it, just a
yeah,
complete.
no humans creating it and no humans bringing it to the theater. So
What?
essentially, an AI created the movie, sent it out to the movie theaters. The theaters are thinking they're interacting with a person. It's all AI, and it's released. The promo and everything is done. There was not a single human involved in the whole process, but humans go to watch the movie.
Why would I want to watch something that nobody cared enough about to write or act in or produce?
Here's the problem though, we did not know about this. Because we
Eh,
go to a movie theater, we think, well, humans wrote, directed it, did all this and that. Humans were whatever involved in the interaction of that movie appearing in the theater. We had no idea that in this sense, there was no humans involved. It was all done in the background.
I think I think that with the bulk of us being Gen X, we're going to think about it from that standpoint and probably stay away from it. However, younger generations, with as much as they're into tech, would probably flock to that kind of movie.
Hmm.
Okay, I understand you're saying that nobody knows that it's all AI until afterwards, but then the word gets out. I'm
Right.
pretty sure younger generations would probably flock to that, wanting to be a part of that experience.
uh, I feel like a lot of kids, unless it's for cheating on their exams, aren't as fond of AI as an artistic tool. Yeah, I also don't think you could like fake the release of an AI movie because people are going to be like, why have we not heard about anybody that's been cast in it, etc., etc.
That's an interesting detail. Unless they just come up with a bunch of names that, you know, in a sense, casting it as like new actors. So there's no, there's no way to realize this wasn't. What's the word I'm looking for? In a sense, they're casting it in a way where it's like it's not well-known people. It's a whole new cast, so it
De-
kind of goes over your head in that sense.
Depending on the subject matter of the movie,
Hmm.
like superhero movies, horror movies, legacy movies, they all have fans that are not only waiting for the movie, but they're waiting for the movie and anticipating it so much they follow the all the pre-production stuff.
Yeah,
Right.
So it'd be pretty hard to just pop a movie out there and everyone be like, "Wait, what is this?" I mean, if it's one of those three, or something that people follow the pre-production in a lot,
Hmm.
it'd be pretty hard to pop out a movie and on all those on any of those subjects, and people be like, "Wait a minute, this doesn't make any sense because this was nowhere in pre-production land."
hmm,
You know,
It's true.
yeah, it wouldn't work. I don't think for mostly for those reasons.
like I'm following very closely right now of the remake of Christine they're supposed to be doing.
Oh,
And
We
how is that one looking so far?
it's looking fantastic now that the whole DEI thing's kind of leaving Hollywood. I um
Ooh.
because okay, I haven't wanted them to touch any of our properties for about 10 years or so.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, everyone's like, "Oh, I want a live action movie Voltron. I want a live action movie He-Man. I want a live action movie this or that." Like, no, you don't yet. That whole trend has to go away out of Hollywood before, you know, anything of that nature is going to be any good.
Hmm.
But Voltron, now that all that stuff's leaving Hollywood, Voltron's getting a live action movie with Henry Cavill as the lead.
oh, interesting.
That is interesting.
Very.
I'm also surprised they wouldn't have gone with like slightly younger actors for the role.
Yeah,
Well, we don't know who he's playing. I mean, for all we know, he could be playing
Oh, the father.
Karan.
Right.
Yeah, he could be playing Karan for all we know.
Hmm.
I saw they cast Pidge. I think Pidge is the only one. Very young actor. I have no idea who it is, but a very young actor. I mean,
oh, yeah, that makes sense.
yeah, late teens, early 20s.
Okay.
So probably going to play even younger in the movie.
No, I wonder in terms of the writing if they're going to hint on the vehicle Voltron.
They did during um, Netflix's Defender of the Universe.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the very end, the Voltron Lion's just kind of like, okay, our job is done here. We're just gonna go fuck off and fly off into space in the sunset. But the humans were left building Vehicle Voltron, and it showed a lot of the pieces in the background
Oh,
of Vehicle
nice.
Voltron.
Interesting.
That's a good way
Now,
to do it. Just like we got to make our own, so this is what we wind up creating.
Hmm.
now the Vehicle Voltron cartoon originally was crap. That's why they actually reverted back to Lion Voltron. But if it's the Netflix guys, if it's the DreamWorks guys that were involved in Legendary Defender, then I would be totally on board for watching the Vehicle Voltron one because they could do it right.
Well, I'm just thinking that that minor detail of Pidge having his twin brother being a member of the vehicle one. So I'm just wondering if they would tie that detail in even with this movie that's coming out.
Mm. I don't know with the movie if they go on with the DreamWorks thing, which I kind of figured would be a smart move after the movie.
Right.
I think it'd
That
be a
that
smart move after the movie.
that's sweet,
Pidge
sweet
does have
cross
a
promotion.
yeah. I mean, it's just kind of like the same of having a Bayverse. One of the Bayverse movie comes out, and then you got a cartoon that may not be Bayverse related, but it's Transformers related, and it rides on that wave.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Prime was one of those. Cyberverse was one of those. Yeah, it happens.
But yeah, in the DreamWorks one, Pidge does have a brother. It's not a twin brother, but I guess he could. Yeah, he would probably be first in line to drive something in Vehicle Voltron
Mhm.
Okay.
with the way his character development was in Legendary Defender. By the way, if you guys, if anybody watching hasn't seen that, I tried to go back and watch the original Voltrons on when I bought the DVD set, and I got about an episode and a half in, and I couldn't watch it anymore. It just didn't age well. It was really kiddied out. It
Mhm.
was just cheesy. It's just not how I remembered it. Um, Legendary Defender really does that story justice. I mean, it adds a lot of layers, a lot of subplot. It's brilliant. I can't recommend it enough. Netflix actually took it off, but come to find out, for some reason, Amazon Prime has like the first 3 seasons. You got to pay for it, but Amazon Prime has the first 3 seasons of it now.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, the fact when you look back at the original series, say out of 22 minutes, like 20 of it was just the back and forth banter, and the last 2 minutes is when they formed Voltron, and any action really occurred, with the exception of that one episode where within the first minute they attacked the blue line and disabled Voltron for the majority of the episode, and I think that was a two-part episode because of that.
My God. One
Unlike
time the enemy got smart.
yeah, unlike Transformers, I can't go back and watch it, so I can neither confirm or deny any episodes that went away from that formulaic. Yeah, I can't
Yeah,
watch it again.
yeah, because the last time I watched it was when I was a kid. It's just
I'm gonna have
that's why
nightmares
that
now.
episode stood out.
So, what the heck are you showing us?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
no
what is
idea what
that?
that is.
Info,
Some man,
info.
guess you have like these people who reveal to people that they're dead or they transform. So you have this boy you revealed that he's a skeleton. I think this girl realizes she's turned into like a giant snake. If I understand what's going on right. I opened up that panel page. And I was like, Jesus Christ,
So now
that's
you must
definitely
share the
body
misery
horror.
with us.
Yeah, let's see AI do that.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yep.
On purpose and not because they manually
Yeah,
drawing horribly.
Yes.
Yeah,
yeah,
this little
right.
bit where they're pulling out the eye kind of reminds me of oh, I'm trying to remember this Japanese horror film. Gotta look it up.
And while you're looking, I am a Transformer toy mom. I'm gonna ask the question: do you guys think I'm a Transformers toy?
No, I think you're a person
I
posting
would
on the internet.
I would hope you're a person. Somebody has the ability to just change their name on the fly. That's
Which is
pretty
funny.
pretty funny. Yeah.
There it goes.
Which whatever happened to Motormaster? Motormaster and Swindle seem to be hiding.
Okay, house.
Yeah.
I love in how, like most other media, Motormaster's is usually a complete badass. He wasn't so much in G1 because he got in that wreck fight with Prime and lost, and technically he shouldn't have because he didn't have the Prime didn't have the outer casing shell that the Stunticons did. So
Exactly.
technically he shouldn't have lost that, but regardless, was it Fall of Cybertron? He's a badass, but then Devastation, the Devastation game, he is a complete badass in that.
I do enjoy how his beat in the Sunbow cartoon is, "You're my rival," and Optimus is like, "Who are you?" It's a good character.
Motormaster, never heard of her.
Yeah.
Which I think is unfortunate that some of the translation between the original Marvel
House 1977.
I've
But
heard
yeah,
of that movie.
that's shot with the eye in the mouth.
that's something.
I've heard of that before, I think.
Yeah, I think if I remember right, the movie director's young daughter kind of helped write what she thought was scary. So it gets pretty trippy.
Well, Swindle says feds are after me and Motormaster.
I believe it.
Surprised me.
Just
Step on the ice.
be careful of dodging those taxes.
Mhm.
Which I guess we'll throw this to Swindle. Now that a certain person has become the president of the country, are you in ties with him in certain ways, or like you selling off Decepticon parts? Like, let us know what you're up to. And, RJ Eagle says, "I'm curious to see what a legendary vehicle Voltron will look like. Hope they make it. Need to make it a point to watch it. The toy was okay. I liked how they made the classic toy again, though."
Oh yeah, that was a thing they did.
I missed it. What?
They used the Netflix show as an excuse to remake the classic Voltron toy too, apparently.
Interesting.
I saw a lot of toy versions of Netflix's Voltron.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't see him do anything with the vehicle Voltron. I've got mine buried, so I can't get it out. It's just completely buried. That's what sucks. A lot of these other toy lines, especially when it comes to robots or cars, I've got toys I could show, but they're all just buried.
Yeah.
Who's this orange fleshy one you speak of that tries to take my throne of oranginess?
Yeah.
I will step on him like a fly.
That was a thing in IDW. So Sentinel Prime died early on in Megatron Origins, right? And then around 2016 for the Titans Return event, they brought him back to life and specifically made a point of talking about how bigoted and prejudiced he was as a Prime,
Wow.
and made him the villain of the whole event. So they knew what they were doing with this particular character when they put him in IDW again.
Yeah, I only noticed that was like he's very orange, like a certain human being.
Mm.
Of course, this guy's actually smarter, and even though he's a fictional character.
That is funny. And
Not that that's difficult.
Swindle has answered and says, "Yes, I am in connections with that orange skin tangerine."
I don't give tangerines a bad name. Tangerines are good for you. They're full of vitamin C.
What do I call him? Tangerine, syphilis, pink-eyed raccoon man.
That's quite a sentence.
Again, don't slander tangerines.
What about oranges? Aren't they also good for you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
you
you
guys
know.
could use some of them right now. Use some of that vitamin C right now, huh?
Yeah, no kidding.
Trump gets his vitamin C from Musk.
I did just participate in Winter if it makes you feel any better.
Oh yeah,
Our
didn't Florida get snowed on?
well, yeah,
Like,
like northern Florida got snowed on, but like
It's all because he changed the name to the Gulf of America.
there you go. And I was gonna
northern
ask you,
northern
and it,
Florida. I mean, it's called FLA for a reason. It's fucking Lower Alabama.
I was gonna ask you in the last stream, like, are the alligators like frozen in the ponds down there?
Somebody said they were in Texas. Somebody sent a picture of one in Texas that was like
Oh,
literally frozen in the water.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
bromating.
Listen, I don't want to. I don't want to know what you do in your free time. Bro meeting. I don't know what. I don't
No,
want to know.
like it's pronounced something
No,
like
no, I don't want to
bromating,
know.
bromating, something to that effect. That how they sleep under the ice with their nostrils sticking out.
orange bot, as RG Eagle says.
But no, our being like Southern Florida, our low here got down to like 39 degrees, and holy crap, dude, it was
I
miserable. So we
I
participated in winter this year.
I got down to -10.
Oh boy.
I know that's not as bad as spin and fear, but still, good God, I miss Virginia right now. Then again, in Virginia, they did get one of the major water treatment plants and storage plants. They had a bunch of their pipes burst, so there was like a week they were on in Richmond, Virginia, Henrico County, and Hanover County. They were on a boil advisory, so that would have been fun.
Fighting my cold in the background here.
I
Mhm.
need to find some brown transformers to have beat the crap out of this guy for reasons.
So Outback, uh, that turtle from Robots in Disguise with the spikes, uh,
Brown Transformers.
Ramhorn,
Yeah.
Hold on. Ugh.
Roadbuster.
Yep, I was thinking. Yeah,
Deluxe Insecticons.
yep, I
yeah,
got
Chop Shop.
them.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Oh, Omega Supreme.
Oh yeah.
Let's see. Well, who else classifies as a brown transformer?
Just looking over my shelves. Beast
I,
Wars
w-
Dinobot,
That's true.
Chrome Dome.
Yep.
I mean, I got two Metroplexes, and one is so faded it could be brown.
Wreck Gar.
Right. Yeah, Wreck-Gar and all the
With his
junkions.
posable nibbles.
Mhm. That's all within the eye shot of my shelves that I could quickly pinpoint. Yeah, nobody down there.
Yeah, I was trying to think of a brown car, and it's a running gag on Top Gear that Jeremy Clarkson always shows up in a brown car.
Oh, what's the joke though?
Well, it's never like straight up brown. It's never like UPS brown. It's always like a shade of orange or something that almost looks brown. That can be, it's just something for the other two presenters to make fun of him for.
Okay. No,
Like even if it's not perfectly brown, they just make fun of him. He showed up in a brown car again.
well, Motormaster has said thanks a lot, Swindle, because I guess Motormaster was trying to stay undercover, from the feds, and he just let him know where they are.
I just realized Motormaster, he's using the animated Motormaster design
Mm-hmm.
for his portrait. That figure's awesome.
Come to think of it, he was kind of a badass in season 3 because he was like, to Cyclonus, hey,
Yes.
Get Galvatron straight or we will.
Yeah.
The RID 2015 Motormaster's pretty fun too, but his toys sucked.
Well, the
I would-
G1 one wasn't anything to write home about either.
Yeah, it's basically G1 with more 21st century aesthetics, but the same posability as the original. It was bad.
God, yeah, that is bad.
It's just funny that, as a kid, when you have the G1 Motormaster and Optimus, and you're just like, no, like this
Yeah.
episode just can't happen.
It's like, here goes Motormaster, here goes Prime.
Yep.
Somewhere on the Toy Work channel, I've got a walk around of all the cars that were at BotCon 2020 or 2010, and somebody brought out a real life Motormaster.
Ooh,
Like it is
lovely.
the make and model semi truck that he's supposed to be with the sleeper cab on top, and I guarantee they probably had between a quarter to $500,000 in that thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's crazy.
Because first off, when you're customizing semi truck stuff, it's 10 times more than it is customizing car stuff. Number one, and number two, the amount of custom work that he had in that thing was just mind boggling.
Now, you being a car guy, do you remember the TV show BJ and the Bear?
I do not. I
I'm
I have
surprised.
learned since it was a thing, but I don't remember it. I don't think it was a thing in my area because a lot of that kind of stuff was, dependent on where you lived, on what channel it would be, and if you
Okay.
got that channel and stuff like that.
It sounds familiar to me, but I can't place it.
Yeah, I mean, it was basically as a old TV show from, actually, when was it? The
I think it was late 70s.
late 70s. So I barely remembered it as well, but it's just in terms of the model and style of the truck. It was almost a cross between Optimus and Motormaster.
Oh, so it was a trucking show.
Yeah, it was. I think. I mean, if I was going to take a guess, late 70s. It came out after Smokey and the Bandit, and Smokey and the Bandit really propelled the CB radio fad of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something else to ride the wave, kind of like a Bayformer movie comes out and a Transformer cartoon follows. Yeah, it was Smokey and the Bandits in theaters, and we're going to put BJ and the Bear on TV. I have picked up that much that it was a very CB radio esque show.
You just showing us cartoons now?
Like, my hope.
Ooh, it's like, what if Motormaster was in Optimus colors?
Yep.
That kind of reminds me of the class. Is it the classics Prime that had the weather vane and the back pipes that turned into two different guns?
Yeah, Classics Optimus. That was him. Yeah,
I
you're
feel
right.
like
The white stripe is really stylish. I'd like to see an Optimus with a white stripe like that.
It was funny because a lot of older cars that you see back then, like the stripe was kind of that thing, except for the General Lee, except for the General Lee and the kit, because you think of all the cool cars back then, they all had some type of stripe or design.
No, I mean Starsky and Hutch is one I can bring off the top of my head, but
Well, they had
Rockford Files was a plain colored Firebird. Ghostbusters didn't have a stripe.
right, Fall Guy, his didn't have a stripe, I don't believe.
No, that was just factory. That was just factory colors on that.
Right.
Oddly enough, you mentioned that they've got the Fall Guy live channel on Prime now.
Yeah, I didn't even
Really?
know that was a show until the movie came out.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess you are a couple years younger.
Well, is the movie based? Because I've only just barely heard about the movie.
Very
recently.
loosely is my understanding.
Yeah. Yeah, very loosely. It is really cool because they show a lot of, behind the scenes. Okay, the original Fall Guys showed a little bit of the stunt guy stuff,
Yes.
behind the scenes, but the movie is really cool because it really gives the stunt guys their due. It really gives the stunt guys, like how they film a lot of this stuff they show in the movie. The movie's fun, don't get me wrong. It's not like the original Fall Guy had a whole bunch of lore that they could have gotten wrong. I mean, it was kind of like Dukes of Hazzard. It was almost formulaic in its premise.
Okay.
a lot of the episodes, you pretty much just interchange bad guys, and it was all pretty much the same.
Set your watch by which plot points were about to happen.
Right.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It was
Sound-
still, I mean, being a car guy, it was still entertaining to me because all the crazy jumps and stuff they did with the truck, and then the history behind the truck is really fascinating because they started off with a stock truck with a lift kit on it, and they jumped. They started off with numerous trucks. They jumped it and ruined so many of them because the engine was in the front and it nosedived. So they actually had to custom build one with the engine in the middle to keep it flying straight to the air and land straight. And there's some shots where you can see the engine in the middle.
Whatever's happening there, it looks disgusting.
Lockdown getting his hook into scrap hook.
What are is that a pumpkin?
Yep.
Ew. Bro, I'm sick. Don't show me that.
So Motormaster says, let's see, first window got the DJD after us. I then had to kill them, and that was not fun.
Sure you did, buddy.
And also said, then the FBI and I had to throw the Titanic on the FBI building, and now feds are after me in this window.
Right. I'm sure all of this is stuff that definitely happened. And you looked really cool doing it.
Well, I mean, Motormaster has his protective shell, so this could physically happen. RJ Inkle says, BJ McKay. Oh, yeah. I know RJ remembers the TV show. Back to Motormaster. How are you and the other Stuntagons getting along at the moment?
Provided that they even exist in your reality, I say to the guy with the animated mustache.
Is this a garden gnome?
Yeah.
Yep.
Garden gnomes are mythical creatures.
No. See, I saw these. Come on, rotate. NBA
Today
Jam,
on
that
Children of Primus,
Batman
we
game.
see a 7-box trip to Lowe's.
NBA Jam.
Yeah, I was like, holy crap.
Oh boy.
And it looks like the real deal, not one of those one-up machines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Although
arcade at one of the Marions.
I can't talk too much shit about the one-up machines because it does bring that whole console feeling back. Without the price tag and the ridiculous upkeep of those old cabinets.
Yeah. I like they have their charm, but I'm never gonna say no to a good modern version with quality of life features and everything. If you just want to play the actual game.
I can't wait. Actually, we have an event down here every other year. We have an event down here called Retro, or not? What is it called? It's a Neon RetroCon, and they bring in. Yeah, I got a couple clips on my channel. They bring in like a full-on arcade. I mean, there's probably 40, 50 games they bring in. And then they put everything in the dark like it's supposed to be, and they put everything in the same room as the stage where they're playing synthwave.
Oh,
like different synthwave artists, not like nobody like real huge. I mean, you're not going to see the Midnight or Ali Ride there, but they bring in a lot of lower tier synthwave guys, which is still good, and they play while you play these arcade games and listen. Oh my god, it's amazing.
That sounds like a great vibe.
Yeah, it's amazing. They also had like separate rooms in the hotel for. They had one for people just selling stuff, be it vintage or just like the homemade craft stuff, like you see at TFCon. They had another one that was just a movie theater where they were showing old 80s movies. They had another one that was just old computers set up to play old computer games on.
Nice.
And then they had the console room where they had every console, from like Atari 600 clear up to, like PS3. And in all sorts of different games, everything set up and everything free to play. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's an amazing event.
Just
It's cool as I came across a Facebook group where a lot of people in that group, they go around searching for older computers like the 386s and like the first Pentiums and stuff to build and play all of those old games.
it's
It kills me because I've scrapped so many of those old computers over the years. I had no idea,
Yeah, same here.
what I was scrapping. Same way with the cars. Jeez.
Well, before we slowly round out for the evening, Motormaster says to my question, he says, "Well, good enough. We've had some step backs so far. So good. Bruticus and me have doing a lot better."
cool, bro. Oh, look, Evangelions. Why is one of them McDonald's colors? That's not canon, probably. I don't know. I don't follow the new movies. Maybe that's a thing that happened.
I think it's just because they have that toy set coming out.
Oh yeah, that's a funny freaking set. In Japan, they're doing an Evangelion promotion with McDonald's, and they have like a burger, fries, and a shake. I think it is, and they transform into the three Evangelion guys.
Wow.
Ray in a McDonald's colored plug suit.
That must be why they're doing those images.
Must be.
When I've seen pictures of those figures, I'm like, they're stupid. I kind of love it.
Yeah, it's like 90s promotions all over again.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Well, I know all of us are sick, semi-sick. Either we're still in the middle of sickness or getting over our
I'm dying
sickness.
in this motherfucker.
We're all gonna die.
Yeah.
So on that note, Fear of Courage, what do you have coming up for the week?
He's not in arm's reach. You can read my review of Transformers 1 Studio Series Megatron right now on Children of Primus under bot reviews. He turned out better than Optimus did, and Optimus was alright. It's a really great take on Megatron in general, and also specifically the guy from the movie. So you can read all about him over there on childrenofprimus.com/news and reviews. Sorry, I'm trying not to hack a lung out. I think my next review will be of Rise of the Beasts Optimus, the formerly really rare figure that used to be Buzzworthy Bumblebee, and he only now just got a normal release as part of this kind of apology tour they seem to be doing, where all these formerly rare exclusives are getting releases. Hopefully it'll be up on Friday. I took about half of the photos, but I still got to write about it. Who knows? We'll see. I surprise myself with what I manage to get done sometimes. Oh boy!
I can hear your voices are starting to expire as my
Yeah.
voice slowly getting
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's because I'm trying not to have another hacking and coughing fit. Bronchitis is no joke, boys and girls.
No, it
Once
is
you
not.
cured, the cough will follow you around.
Yep. So
There's my review.
Okay, and quickly over to Sedenbach. What do you have coming up for the week?
I got
A
done
rhino.
with that.
Yeah,
At
let's
the
see how I do that, motherfuckers.
Yeah, FAI. But I don't know how far along they'll be with other people getting their animals to put in the group project. And how far along, if everyone's done with that. I know some people started making the jungle plants and stuff for the collage of the background to put, the animals in. So I don't know what I might or might not be doing for sure on Tuesday.
Cool. Toy Warp.
On Cruises Motorsports, or excuse me, on Toy Warp Vintage Reviews. Last week, I released a video I took at the Fort Myers Collector Fest. Like I said, really good much better than the last one. The video's up, so you guys can watch it. This week on Cruisers Motorsports, I'm going to be releasing the final part of the reviews of the 90s TV Bandit movies. So subscribe to Cruisers Motorsports for that one.
I always like hearing about this stuff that I just don't know anything about. It's always really entertaining.
Yeah, there's a lot that I've learned from Toy Warp and on his channel, and like in terms of cars and everything. Motormaster says, though me and everyone else have been trying to eat Brawl because of his huge size.
Why is Eat Brawl capitalized specifically? That and it gives it a weird tone.
We'll have to throw that in the comments later. So I thank you guys for hanging out with us. You know, in all of our conditions. I thank the comments always running crazy. Childrenofprimus.com is where you can find us, and I'm also going to set it up where you can also watch our weekly live video on the website, or you can also find all of our previous videos on our website, all of our news and reviews. Then we also have another Blogbot video review coming out this Wednesday. So
I can't wait.
Keep an eye on that. It's a really exciting segment that we have now. Support us on Patreon because we are humans. We are not artificial intelligence. and as we say at the end of every stream, until all are one.
Till all are one.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.